Hey everyone, Adrienne Everheart, your feminine energy dating and relationship coach. I am so excited to offer you a live video today. This is on the topic of getting a man to commit to you. Now you may say, Adrienne, I already know what commitment is. I already know what's required to be committed. What can you possibly teach me in this video that I don't already know about getting a man to propose and ask me to marry him and follow through with it, set the date, get married? Because remember, there's several parts of this. There's commitment, then there's an engagement, and then there is marriage. So I'm going to walk you through what you need to be doing in these 3 steps to get what it is that you really want in this relationship, which is commitment. Now, I'm going to first start off by, again, introducing myself. I'm Adrienne Everheart. I am a feminine energy dating and relationship coach. What I do is I focus on your natural feminine energy, which is, you have masculine and feminine, but we're going to focus on the feminine energy and how to activate that in your relationship. Now, this doesn't mean you're a doormat or you let the guy get away with everything. This is about just shifting that energy that you have into allowing him to be in his masculine energy. That's the biggest part of this. So when he's in his masculine energy, he will want to claim you. He will want to pursue you. He will want to make you his. So a lot of times, the greatest perk of being in your feminine energy is that the guy gets activated into his masculine energy, and that's what we're wanting. We're wanting him to pursue us. Now, if you are new to my channel, this is a live. Please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. The subscribe button will notify you when I go live, and it supports my channel. So it lets me know that I'm doing a good job and you're here. Subscribing is totally free. So let's get started. This is about what you can do to get your guy to commit, get that commitment that you want. And this begins with you. This begins with you and what you're doing, what you're thinking, how you're talking to yourself, because that is a reflection of what is going on with the man. So your feminine energy is powerful stuff. And whenever you're having an experience, an emotional experience, the guy can pick up on it. He can feel it and he can sense it. And if you're like, no, I'm not going to talk about commitment. I'm not going to talk about how I want to be a wife because I don't want to scare him. I'm going to scare him away. Well, imagine how powerful that must feel to a person who they know you want something, but you're too scared to ask for it. And you kind of know that they're hovering, and that's in their energy. So the first thing I want you to do, and this is whether you're committed, married, whatever it may be, the first thing I want you to do is understand that, that power, you're giving him that power to walk around confident. He's got you living with him. He's got you dating him for 5-6 years, whatever it may be. He's feeling pretty good about himself. When you bring up marriage, he goes, I'm going to do something special eventually, right? So he's got all the power. So first thing, I want you to take your power back. I want you to begin to visualize having 100 men behind you. Now, this isn't about, I'm not committed to this guy and I'm out the door. I got 100 men. People get that confused. This is about, I have options. I have options. And in my programs, all of my programs, in the VIP library, there is a 100 men tool meditation. And you imagine these 100 men behind you, waiting for you, ready to claim you and make you their bride. So that actually changes your energy. You're like, yeah, all of my focus isn't on this one guy. You begin to balance out some of that power, you see. And it's a feeling that you can feel in your household and your relationship. So begin to focus on that. That's not a quick fix. That is something I want you to practice regularly. The next thing I want you to do, this is again, excuse me, it's about the thoughts you're thinking and the energy it's creating. When a man is with you and he's not proposing and he's not committing to you, you can get what? You can get kind of angry at him. And when you're angry at him, that is the energy you're sending out. It's kind of this angry, like, why won't he commit? Like, I don't understand. He's spending all this time with his, his baby mama's child or whatever it may be, or his first wife and that family, and why is he committed to me? Why is he always at work? You start to get really angry that this guy isn't committing to you. So this one's a tough one, because do you have a right to be a little angry? Absolutely. Things are not going your way. But you have that power to walk away if you want to and when you want to. But before you do that, and you pack up your bags and you go to your mom's house and you get a new apartment or whatever it may be, I want you to understand you can again change the energy in the household with your feminine energy in that relationship by changing what you're thinking about him. So the first thing I want you to understand is that when you look at him and you're like, oh, he's probably not gonna do anything this weekend, or oh, he's probably not even thinking about marriage, and Adrienne's probably right, he's just all words and no action. So when you have that thought, I want you to acknowledge that that thought is real, that this is something that maybe you're definitely thinking, you might be feeling, but we don't know that it's absolutely true. So this is powerful. Change that thought by thinking about what you do love and appreciate about him. So this happens with my husband on a weekly basis. I'll be looking at him and I'm like, he's going to take the quickest, shortest, easiest way out, or he's leaving all the intellectual work up to me. He just wants to go listen to music and do his podcast. And I'll be thinking these really negative thoughts about him. And I won't be liking him. And if I'm not liking him, he can feel it. He can feel it in the energy. So you have to actually look at your partner and go, okay, I notice I'm thinking that they're taking the laziest, easiest way out. But my partner is such a smart person, so smart, so devoted, so hardworking. And I want you to look at your partner and find a positive thing you can think about them and notice how you start to feel. How do you begin to feel? So right now in this video, take a moment, visualize your partner in front of you, and I want you to think of a really positive, good quality that they have and go ahead and say it. My partner is so good at staying on top of his job or his career. My partner cares so much about how we do things in the house, whatever it may be. Someone just piped up and said, some of these principles can make me a better parent and lead with love. And you're absolutely right. Feminine energy is something I teach. I teach it to help you with your relationship with a guy. You can do this with everyone. These are healthy tools to help you with everyone. But if you start thinking a positive thought about that person, it's going to change the energy in that relationship. So let's move on to commitment. All right. So now we've got your power back. You're like, I'm not so sure this guy is the guy for me if we don't get married or engaged pretty soon. You are changing your thoughts. Instead of being angry at him, you're beginning to look at this a little differently and saying, these are the reasons I fell in love with this person. I'm going to focus on those things. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I have been living with this man for 3 years. These things usually don't end well. And they don't. I don't know what the statistics are, but I do know the statistics for living together and not being engaged. Once it reaches past a certain amount of time, your odds for actually getting engaged and married are two different things. So I want you to give yourself a timeline. Like, I'm going to give this 3 months. I'm going to give this 6 months before I really start to walk away. Now, walking away doesn't mean you have to move out and get an apartment and go with your mom. You can begin to walk away emotionally and have the conversation where you let him know, I want to be a wife. I want to be a wife one day. And it's felt so good to be together, so good to live together, so good to wake up every morning. This feels so wonderful, but I want to be a wife one day. I want to be a wife. And where do you see us going? Like, you're coming to him totally vulnerable and confused. Here's the key with this one, ladies. You gotta open the gate and be positive right out of it. Be positive. Honey, everything feels so wonderful in life. Every day is like a dream. Things feel so good with you. Now you're not saying, you're so amazing, you're so great, I think you're the greatest guy, you're the only guy I want to marry. You're not saying that. You're saying, here's how I feel about us, and it feels so good. You're positive. So feminine energy is a positive energy. It's very positive and very uplifting. So you're going to open with that, but you're also going to go into, I'm confused. We've been dating this long and this feels wonderful and we've talked about it. And he's going to go, well, I'm waiting until I graduate school. I'm waiting until my son graduates college. I am waiting until we finish building onto the back of the house. I am waiting until I get that job promotion. I am waiting until after my surgery next year. I am waiting until my mother is in the retirement home. He will have every excuse, on and on and on and on and on. And you go, okay. I understand that that's important to you, but what does that have to do with us being husband and wife? I'm lost here. Like, a high quality diamond girl gets clarity, okay? And if he flips the script because you're asking a question, I want you to stay calm and want you to say, gosh, okay, I'm just asking questions. I care about myself. I care about where I'm going, and this feels wonderful and good, and yeah, I want to be a wife. Yeah, I do. I want you to own it like a rock star. I want you to just own it. Yeah, I want to be a wife. I get that you're mad. I get that you don't like these questions. I'm triggering you. I want to be a wife. This feels amazing, and I understand you want to wait until your mom's in the nursing home, or whatever his excuse is going to be. I understand you want to wait until the right time. This has been a long time. And here's the magic part. I'm not so sure. He'll say, what do you mean you're not so sure? I don't know how I feel about waiting more until all these things work out in your life. Like, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. And I want you to let that vulnerable confusion show. Because you're not coming to him going, you are going to marry me, or I'm moving out. That's my bag right there. I got it packed and ready to go. You let me know. I'm going to give you 3 months to figure it out, buddy boy. You're not coming with that energy, right? That demanding masculine energy. Where do I get all these sayings and ideas from? I read them from my clients. I read what a lot of people are saying to their partner. So yeah, we end up demanding it. So I remember with my first husband, I was letting him know, and the marriage didn't work out. I didn't know much about feminine energy at the time, but I remember sitting with my dogs in the kitchen floor with the dog bed, snuggling up with them and crying and saying, if you don't want us, and if you don't love us, and you don't know that, and you don't want us, we're going to go somewhere where we are wanted. And I look back on that, and it might sound really manipulative, but that's how I felt. I was like, if you don't love me and my little dogs, and you don't love us, and you don't want us to be a family, well, maybe we'll just go somewhere where someone does want us and love us. I didn't know where that was, but it's what I really felt, okay? So a lot of this is about your energy, changing it up, improving things in the household, in the relationship, getting that vibe flying high and feeling good. So when you do let him know, like, where do you see us going? It's coming from a place of, I'm totally confused and I love you and this feels so good, but I want to be a wife and it's kind of like not happening. And you're coming from that place instead of like, baby, I am like scared. I'm freaking out. Are you going to dump me if I ask this question? You see, that scared energy is not high value, high quality. And I want you to get yourself up to this high value, high quality energy where you are confident about what you're feeling. Now, I have 2 things I want you to do. I want you to read my blog on my website, everheartcoaching.com. It's called Why Walking Away Works. And I think a lot of women kind of read it and think that it's really about packing your bags and leaving. But it's really about the psychological journey that you have to make, that you are responsible in getting a man to commit or not commit. He's either going to commit and you're going to be married and set the date, or he's not. It's really that easy. And if he's not, and you're not his number one, and you're not the most important woman to him that he wants to be with, that's who you're with. You're with someone who can't do that. And if you want to be a wife, or if you want to have a civil ceremony in front of people, the publicness of this is what counts. It's what matters. Is it 100%? No, nothing is in life. But for me, it was the surest, most honest way that I knew I wanted to be. I wanted to be a wife. And yes, when I told my first husband this information, he went out and got me a ring about a week later. Okay? Now, once you get that ring, once you get that engagement, give it about a couple of weeks, but set that date. Set that date. Because the ring might just be a $1,500 reply to you asking him about being married. Set the date, ladies. Now, 2 programs I want you to look into. If you are dating, you're new to dating, or you're just dating, but you have that one guy you really like, but you're still dating, I want you to get FEM, Tools for Dating. FEM stands for Feminine Energy Mindset Method. FEM, Tools for Dating. There's also a FEM for Relationships. And then the one that's really the most important that if you want to be married, if you're in a getting back situation, your guy's pulling away, that is the ABCs to get him back. It stands for Absolute Best Chances. Now, in these programs, they're video programs, but they also come with a VIP library. And in that library, there's so much supplemental information and extra information other than the video program themselves. You get a lot of stuff. Go to my website, check it out, everheartcoaching.com. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you is that when you're in a situation where your man is pulling away and you're kind of thinking about walking away, you're thinking about possibly leaving the relationship, you may meet a man that sweeps you off your feet kind of fast. And he sweeps you off your feet and everything feels wonderful and amazing and you're getting all this attention. But we are not looking for a man who's going to sweep you off your feet and give you the world for like 6 months. You're looking for a man who wants to give you the world and be part of your world for the rest of your life. Don't get that confused with that temporary man who shows up and gets you to leave your partner thinking that the bliss he's giving you in the first 3 months or so is going to last you a lifetime. That man can smell the situation you're in. He can tell that you're a woman who is hungry for love. That's why I talk about getting to your jumping off place. That jumping off place can't be a place of like starvation, or the wolves will smell that you are starving. Now, I don't know what goes up into this type of guy's psychology, the type of men who are drawn to these sorts of women or situations, but I've ran into it. All of my clients have ran into it. It's never failed. I talked to a woman and she says, I'm newly separated, but I've met this guy. He's amazing. We got committed so fast. We've already gone to Paris. We make love 2 times a day. He's amazing. And then 3 months to 6 months, he fades. So you're looking for a long-term commitment, not temporary insanity, blissful, but insanity. So understand that a man might lure you away with his energy or his attention, but you're really going for that long-term. And your guy, it might feel like you have a million problems with him. And I want you to really look at what are really deal breakers. How is he mistreating you versus like he is so irritating because he's doing this. So there's preferences, Like, I would prefer doors be open for me. I'm not gonna leave a guy because of it. There's preferences, but then there's like boundaries. So my first husband was really neglectful. I mean, he used to leave me alone for weeks at a time, having to work out of town, and maybe call me for about a 7-minute phone conversation every day. I mean, it was awful. I was severely neglected. And that's not going to work for me. I couldn't imagine having a child with this man or anything like that. But I also didn't have my rich, full, juicy life myself. Who's to say that one wouldn't have attracted the other? I don't know. We'll never know. But you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. All right, everybody. So know the difference between, get that clarity, know what it is you want. Take a moment, give this video thumbs up if it has been helpful about getting commitment and what you can do to get the commitment you crave from a person. Give this video a quick thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to me if you have not subscribed yet. I'm going to take 2 questions real quick. So a question popped up just now about how can I give my partner space but still live with him? So this is absolutely in the ABCs. It's in the VIP library. I talk about this. Hi to my friend Helena. She just joined me. One of the greatest things you can do is change your routine. When you change up your routine, he's not expecting you to be where you are at the same time every day, and it kind of keeps him a little bit on his toes, wondering where you are. But what it really does is it activates the hunt in him. And this is what we want to do with masculine and feminine energy, is that he will feel this desire to pursue you. Even if he's like, baby, where are you at in the house? You know, you want him to be able to hunt and pursue you, right? That's part of it. It's very subtle. If you can, take a weekend trip away with some girlfriends, go visit your mom or something like that, and don't text him the entire time you're gone. You know, be able to unplug and kind of enjoy yourself and get away a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot more in Fem for relationships and ABCs to get him back. Check that out. I'm going to take one more question. Thank you, everybody, for all the positive, messages. I like that. So last question I'm going to take is about long distance relationship. No, I don't like long distance relationship because it completely cheats you. Okay, you gotta move to be closer to the other person. That's the bottom line. You gotta move in the same town and date. All right, I had a super sticker, sorry about my hand. It says, we got married in a civil ceremony and paid for 2 witnesses. Is it okay? It's very good. Yes, it's okay, because now everybody knows. God and the city and the state and the taxes, everybody knows you're married. And have a party as soon as you can with some friends to celebrate you guys being married. You want to solidify this publicly as much as you can, all right? All right, everybody, please smash that subscribe button. Let me know you love me as much as I love you. Give this video a big like, and I look forward to seeing any questions I didn't answer in the comments below. All right, everybody, much love to you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.